I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review and installation of the Rugged Ridge windshield frame light bar fitting all 2007 and up JKs. Today we're going to talk through the installation of this light bar, which is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench installation. This will bolt onto your Jeep in just about an hour, but we'll talk more about the install in a moment. We're also going to talk through the construction and a few of the other features of this light bar. I know a lot of you hear light bar and think LED light bar. This is a light bar in a more traditional sense. This is a bar that is designed to have lights mounted on it. This of course bolts to your windshield hinges, goes up over the top of the windshield, and has 5 tabs on it to allow you to mount individual lights. Now Rugged Ridge also has a version of this that's designed to mount 3 LED light bars on it. This is designed again for 5 smaller lights. You can either mount LED light pods or go with a more traditional halogen or even an HID round light. You certainly have some options with what you mount on this light bar. This bar has a couple of features that makes it a little bit different from some of the other ones on the market, all while still being easy to install and fairly priced. This light bar is made of 2-inch round tubing, which does make it a little bit more substantial than some of the other ones on the market. It's covered in a textured black powder coat finish, which is going to match a lot of other aftermarket Jeep accessories, as well as the factory black plastic accents that come on your JK when it rolls off the assembly line. This does have some really nice mounts that go down here on the windshield hinge. Some of the light bars, some of the less expensive ones, will just have square tabs with holes drilled in them. This is a little bit more of a contoured piece that kind of wraps around the windshield hinge. I personally like the look of this one a little bit better. This also comes with the adhesive foam on the back side of it right out of the box. This is going to ensure that your light bar is not going to chafe your factory paint. So if you ever were to remove it, you know the paint's going to be in good shape underneath it. And even though this is a little bit more of a substantial piece, this is still designed to work with the Rugged Ridge 8-pillar light mounts and the Rugged Ridge mirror relocation brackets. So if you're concerned about that, if you have those additional pieces, this will work with the Rugged Ridge brand. Now the light bar itself again has 5 individual light mount tabs on it. Each one has a small hole with a rubber grommet directly below it, which will allow you to very easily and very cleanly run all of your wiring inside of this tubing, which is something I like. And then finally, this does have a little bit of a wind deflector built into it. And what that helps with is any noise that you might get from wind whistling between the light bar and the windshield. And it can also help cut down on a little bit of soft top buffeting that you might otherwise get if you add a light bar onto the front of your Jeep. As far as the install goes, again, very simple 1 out of 3 wrench install that you can get done in under an hour. You're just going to need some traditional hand tools and of course a Torx bit, because those windshield hinge bolts are Torx. So the first step in the installation is to remove the 6 windshield hinge bolts on one side, pick driver's side or passenger, it doesn't much matter. Hold your bracket up over top and reinstall those bolts. Now, if you remove all of the bolts, that windshield hinge cover can fall off onto the ground, which of course is going to chip up the paint and cause some damage, so be careful not to have that happen. Once one side of this is attached, you can go ahead and slide the crossbar into it. Don't bolt it in yet, just set it on there. Finally, attach your other side of your hinge bracket, sliding it into the crossbar as you do so. Then it's just a matter of attaching the 2 bolts that hold your crossbar into the upright pieces, and you're finished as far as this install goes. Of course, from there, you'll go ahead and mount your lights, you'll fish your wires, and get all of that stuff done, but actually getting this bar installed is only going to be about an hour. This windshield light bar comes in at right around $225, and as I said, I do think that this is fairly priced. The list of things that I like about this is pretty long. You're getting a substantial bracket, you have the foam in here to protect your factory paint, you have pre-drilled holes with grommets for your wiring, and you have this wind deflector up here, which are all things that some of the less expensive light bars on the market don't have, or maybe they'll only have a few of them, but not all of them. Now this is going to be about $25 more than the next less expensive windshield light bar on the market, but again, you're not going to have your wind deflector up here. So I think that if you're looking for a light bar mount that has a lot of features built into it, well, as many as a light bar mount can have, I think this is going to be a good choice, and I think the price is fair. So if you're looking for a light bar that's going to allow you to mount up to 5 individual lights above the windshield on your JK, this is going to be an option with a lot of features that's also well built and fairly priced. So that's my review of the Rugged Ridge windshield frame light bar fitting all 2007 and up JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.